Ready for it.
Thrilled for it.
Presenting Franks with Turbo Booster Jet Engine.
Nexa.
And so we enter the month of May. It is match number 50 of this year's IPL. Chalo, chalo, everyone get ready. Vaibhav's team is playing. Rajasthan Royals are back. Mumbai Indians come their way. They've won 5 on the trot. And Rajasthan Royals are still very much on life support. So they can't really relish that innings that the country was captivated with 2 days back. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Ricken for Timeout Match 50, month of May, business end. Welcome to Aakash Chopra and Abhinav Mukund. What a combination. We mean business. The Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma of our panel.
Oh my God.
But of last year.
I have a bad joke to crack to
Please,
start
sir.
with. So the game is at the SMS stadium. And these days on SMS we get junk and spam. Generally.
Right, sir.
But it's the only place where SMS is still relevant. We get quality. The only SMS. Now we can start.
Oh,
I told you, it's a bad joke that I need to get rid of.
Yeah, that is more like Travis Head this season.
Yeah. I had to get rid of.
Mr. Mukund,
It's
welcome
just off
back.
my
Do you
chest.
have an opening like this
you have
also?
something?
It's a
No, I
day
don't.
for openers.
Yeah, go for it.
right? Like, I don't have an opener. I'm sorry. I'm on full Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
Hangover.
Yeah, proper hangover.
Aren't you?
It is.
And I must make you meet someone else who's making a comeback. Do you know he's become a fan favorite by popular
I've
demand? And because he got thrown out of Delhi because they can't win a game while Matt Roller was there.
True.
ESPN Rick Info's analyst is back. Matt, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you, Raunak. Was working very hard in Delhi, so good to be back in my spiritual home in Mumbai.
Oh, wow. You say all the right things, huh? And people are falling ill in Delhi. I think Phil Salt fell ill, a couple of other KKR came in with masks and whatnot.
Yeah, I think I've dodged it. Touch
He's
wood.
talking about spirituality.
Have you told DC to play Natarajan?
Have you told KP?
KP got asked about it actually at the presser, and he said, if you can find a way to fit him in, good luck. And I thought, well,
We can
drop
find a
any
way.
of the-
Shall we find the way also?
He's already found a way.
Yeah, I found it. I
Mukesh.
said, yeah, please,
Done.
rest anyone who you wish. Put Tina
Okay.
Rajan in. It's not that difficult.
It's so much fun. This is going to be fun. I just know that. But before we get to what's happening at SMS in Jaipur, as Aakash Chopra has told us, where the toss is taking place right now, just tell you, Matt Roller wasn't just in Delhi. He also visited the Taj Mahal.
Oh, wow.
That is the most quintessential British tourist thing you could have done. And you're quite cheerful for being at a tomb and whatnot, but that's okay.
It's the place of my birth, actually, Agra.
Agra?
Yeah.
I've actually never been to the Taj Mahal. I feel
have.
embarrassed now.
All you need is to Photoshop somebody right next to you.
Matt, may I join you? Right. Okay, that is our 14-year-old at a wonder of the world. And now let's focus on the 14-year-old that has actually captivated the wonder of the world. My goodness. Vaibhav Suryavanshi. I did the post show of that game and I quickly checked his Insta. 652,000 followers. Mr. Chopra knows the social media game. Today, as we speak, 1.9 million. Just to give you a small example of how this boy's life has changed in the last 3 days. And now I guess this, before I even get to what's happened over there is, how do you recover? How do you now play the next game after all that has happened, knowing everything about our country and what that's done to perhaps even the whole world who watched?
Well, I mean, it's tough in a sense because this is a surreal feeling. I mean, from every quarter, the kind of attention and the adulation that you've already got, and all well deserved. But then, how do you isolate yourself from that kind of attention? Something that you're not used to. No matter what you may have prepared yourself for, not for this. But then there is a certain Rahul Dravid who will have an arm on his shoulder and he'll say, okay, fine, you know, this is what is going to happen, and just please be sane and focus on the right things. But easier said than done, because at 14, you try telling the kid that, you know, this is a great life, but you know, it might change tomorrow. Said, Dad, shut up. I mean, that's what happens. So, but again, it is going to be a different world from here onwards.
That 14 point is just something that makes us feel like we have no reference point to this.
But nobody
have no
does,
idea.
right? Even Rahul Dravid, I'm just thinking, what will he say?
He's got kids, you know.
His kids are
Yeah,
older
but
than Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
his kids
now,
are older.
Both of Rahul's kids, yeah.
And this guy is smashing all complete test lineup. All international bowler lineup for 35 ball 100. And he said it's stuff of dreams. I'd love to dream about it. Period.
I actually think he may not have slept for 2 days. Or maybe he's one of those kids. I don't know. I'm just thinking, how do you sleep? You might not have slept.
For all you know, he thought, yeah, this was another day that
100%.
in the park for me.
You're closest to a 14-year-old than anyone else over here. Do you have anything? Anything at all?
In terms of analysis, no, nil. I found it impossible to comprehend, really, when I was watching. I mean, I was just thinking with Akash's point off the top, he probably has never sent an SMS. He's probably not from that generation. He's probably a Snapchat and Facebook Messenger only.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have some time. Vaibhav will also have some time. RR are bowling first. They won the toss. Maybe that's actually a good thing, just to ease into this game. They're strong in chases now suddenly, aren't they, Rajasthan Royals? After messing 3 up, they blew away the Titans and they have put the Mumbai Indians in. We'll keep the chat focused for just a little while longer on Vaibhav Suryavanshi, but there's a lot more to discuss. Just tell you what the camp has said. Vikram Rathore, speaking ahead of this game, the Rajasthan Royals batting coach, the former India batting coach, he's got a great downswing. If you want to go into technique and technical stuff, he's got a great downswing, so that helps him generate this kind of power. Now, Abhinav Mukund is going to play professor now. And if because Mr. Rathore went into technique, we also will.
Yeah.
So
I'm really excited. I'll give you a prelude to this.
Okay.
I watched the entire ball by ball innings on 0.5. Okay. And
He's got time.
yeah, like I've got an hour drive back home and I watched the entire innings 0.5.
Wow.
Right? And it's incredible what they taught us when we were growing up. And if you basically hold a bat.
One second, I'll take out the bat gauge.
There you go. That's fine.
Okay, done.
So what they taught us was essentially hold the bat together, and even if you ask Wasim or anyone, the bat handle, it'll be a V, right? All of us used to hold the bat this way. Vaibhav holds the bat here. So it's like this, right? He has a very predominant bottom hand, more
I'm just
like.
trying to focus on that. Could you just
Cool.
make that movement again while we close in on your hands?
So he's.
Yeah, we'll just close in on your hands.
There you go.
So the V, the traditional grip.
The traditional grip is that.
Right.
That's your V, if
Okay.
you can see one. And now Vaibhav holds his bat like this, right? And the way he's reacting to the ball, he's almost got a downswing first, and then it goes up.
Is
And
that
the
unique?
ball's already landed. The ball's almost on its way there, and he's going down and coming back up. And it's almost like a lever pulley motion where he's just going. So there's no way he can defend a ball. These boys are not wired to defend. Priyansh Arya, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, these boys are actually going up and smacking the living daylights out of a cricket ball. This is not what we were taught when we were young. This is an entire generation of cricket players, batters who are coming in, who are T20 specialists at the moment. They might learn to play test cricket with the way it's going. But for now, anyone doing that was banned at one stage. So you go down and then you come back, and then imagine the kind of force that you can generate on a cricket ball. It's like trying to basically do that and then giving it a whack. So it's incredible to watch it. You guys, I strictly recommend you to go and watch that innings. And he's reacting after the ball's pitched. So after the release point, we
How is
were
he not
thought,
getting late actually? I mean,
Exactly.
This is bizarre.
He has on a couple of occasions been bowled,
Yeah.
which we can now add up to this. And he's not been bowled trying to defend or
Defending, yeah,
getting a
defending,
single. He's tried to hit it out of the park.
impossible to defend, right? Like both of us have defended quite a lot in life before.
Correct.
Is
got
that
here.
unique to the? Is that the first time you've seen a batter do that?
I was going to say
Matt?
that I think he's spoken about the fact that he watched a lot of footage of Brian Lara, but I think it's an even more accentuated version. If you think Lara's whole thing was the high hands, but I think he was much tighter in. You
He
guys
was,
can,
of course.
and obviously he's a seasoned Test cricketer, one of the all-time greats. Whereas Vaibhav, I think, is an even more extreme version, almost like Lara if he was power hitting.
Lara's was a prominent downswing, right? Like it'll go up and then come down like UV. This one is just a small movement where it just goes a little bit.
I'm trying to think of what that movement. You're right. It's almost like you're winding up.
Coiling,
You're
coiling,
winding up.
coiling up and
You like crack a
whacking.
whip or just wield a hammer, just getting
Correct.
as much force. Good wrists as well, I guess. Of course, they're fully developed at 14, aren't they? Yeah.
They are actually.
I actually googled that. What is the human body capable of doing at 14? What is still left? And I went through that basic thing of what all changes hormonally, and with you can what your bone structure is. I just wanted to check, because all that is madness. It's just madness. He's going to now start getting some facial hair, I guess, in a year or two. But just coming back to the serious point, no one else has. What he's done is unique. You've not seen anyone else in current cricket doing
See a
it?
little bit of Priyansh Arya doing it. Again, a guy who I see is a child of the next generation of batters that are coming through who don't bother defending a cricket ball, who don't bother getting in line to the ball. So the first thing that you're taught is get your head to the ball, or some coaches say get your shoulder to the ball. These are things that that's essentially because you want to get closer to the ball, to defend, to be in line, to cover the swing. These boys are going away, getting more room and smacking the ball. That's the next generation of batters coming through.
What is the challenge? Now people will work on it. Now more people will watch this on 0.5 speed and people will come
It's
prepared.
a fascinating watch.
So what's the downside? Where is the weakness?
So there are lots of downsides actually if you were to look at it, because if the ball is moving, you can hit the straight ball. If the ball actually moves, deviates in the air, you're not designed to actually play any other way, because then you'll have to start figuring out the second line where the ball is going to finish. You're not designed to think like that. So Trent Bolt could pose a phenomenal challenge right up, just bowl full delivery, take it away or bring it in whichever way you want, and the guy might actually play down the long line. I mean, you play here, the ball is there. So that is the first thing that will happen. Then he'll be, I think, peppered with a lot of bouncers as well, because that's what fast bowlers tend to do. They should do. If you can bowl at 140 clicks, please bowl bouncers. You got 2 now per over. Have 2 fielders in the deep. Savai Mansingh Stadium, deep pockets those. Use them. And then I would like to see how spinners actually bowl to him. Will they bowl a lot slower? Because if the slower you bowl, then it becomes a little difficult. Then you might actually be forced to use your feet, something that we're not seeing very often.
So there's a lot that you can do. Matt, you have something.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking on the spin point, one of the only dismissals he's had, obviously he's only batted 3 times, but was that game against LSG where Markram flighted one up. But I think bowled a wide actually and had him stumped. And I suppose that's going to be one of the challenges, is how does he adapt against that top quality bowling, and I think we'll probably see an example of that tonight given the MI attack.
Dustin dug up the numbers in the GT game. There were, I think, 5 bounces bowled to him, and the control percentage on those bounces was 40%. So that was one thing that both Varun and Bish, I mean, Varun went straight to it like a bowler. When we were all struggling with emotion, and Bish was speechless, and I was like, what? And Varun was like, nobody bowled around the wicket and went bowled bouncers to him.
Yes.
So he just thought with, his muscle memory
No,
there.
we tend to surrender very early these days actually. That's another part.
Man, all right. And of course, there is the Bumrah factor. Greatest bowler on the planet. Let's hope he gets to face him. I hope Trent and Deepak Chahar don't spoil the party, or maybe Bumrah comes in. I can't help but think the way I'm just trying my best to think like a 14-year-old. There's no way he's looking to play Bumrah differently. This is the challenge. I'm going to take him down. This is the best bowler in the world, but I'm going to whack him. Would that be the way that you expect things to go?
I don't think he thinks about the bowlers or what's coming through. He just looks at the ball and reacts. And that's the greatest attribute to someone like Suryavanshi, right? Because he saw Siraj, he saw Prasidh, he saw Ishant, Rashid Khan. It didn't matter to him. He just saw the ball in his arc, and it was almost as if I saw so many of these old videos have now come up on social media, lockdown rooftop videos where he's putting a ball on a cone and hitting it. For him, it was just a ball on the pitch, and he was hitting it. That is a great attribute to have.
I'm just trying to think that Sam Constas could have played many shots to Bumrah in his test debut, but he has chosen to go. And I think most of his coaches were also surprised, like, okay, he doesn't really do that. He's not supposed to be doing that. But there's a kid who just think, this is my moment, let's lap Bumrah. So I'm just trying to think of whether that is in play. You got something?
Well, and also all the noise coming out of Rajasthan is that he's been one of the few batters who wants to face Jofra Archer in the nets, and apparently has been playing him exactly the same way that he did against those GT
all
guys.
this retrospective information coming.
I saw it actually on broadcast. There was a graphic which said achievements for this 14-year-old. He's played Jofra in the nets.
My God. Chopra sir, I want to ask you, what is Bumrah thinking here?
Bumrah is thinking, I mean, just to dismiss him simple, first could be a Yorker. The second could be a slower one. If he survives that much, then there could be a bouncer. Because, see, okay, who's a loser here and who's the winner? There's only one winner here. That's Vaibhav Suryavanshi. If he smashes him, he's a superstar. He was already a superstar, but just gets elevated to another level because you've taken down Bumrah. And he won't be the first person this time, by the way. We saw Ashutosh playing a reverse lap to Bumrah the other night in Delhi.
Karun
Nair smashing him as well. So that kind of respect has already, that aura has disappeared a little. But there is only one winner. Bumrah gets him out, who cares?
Fair enough.
But if Vaibhav takes him down somehow, I mean, that's big news.
I mean, I know we should focus on more than one person, but this is different. We're in new territory, boss. This is unprecedented. We have no reference point. We're just going with the flow. Let's find out the playing 11s. Does Suryavanshi make it, I wonder? Let's see if he's in the team today. Rajasthan, yeah, he's there, Vaibhav Suryavanshi. But there are quite a few changes. Kumar Kartikeya and Aakash Madwal, both against their former franchise, get their first appearance of the season. Fazalak Farooqi is a swap for Wanindu Hasaranga. So that is the threefold bowling change. Sandeep Sharma is injured, I believe, gentlemen. Okay. So there's number one. We'll find out what's happening on Hasaranga. He didn't have the best day out against Gujarat Titans. But yeah, 3 changes made to the bowling. The rest of it pretty much in order. Yudhvir has also made way. What do you make of the changes, Aakash?
Well, they're trying to obviously fix something that is broken and broken a few times this season. Aakash Madwal used to be with the Mumbai Indians. He gets a game now. Fazalak Farooqi, they've played him a few times.
Rohit Sharma at the top, left arm.
I mean, they've tried, but it hasn't really worked. Wanindu Hasaranga, again, is it a swap because he's unavailable? Because half the time we don't get to know.
Yeah.
But again, Mahesh Tikshana, Wanindu Hasaranga, you shouldn't have dropped Hasaranga if Hasaranga was available, is what I'm thinking.
It just says Hasaranga as an eagle.
So yeah, okay, fine. So let's see, whatever they try, honestly, I am convinced this season, no matter what Rajasthan tries, their bowling is not going to look better. They have not given them that chance only to look better.
Then I guess at least it's a good thing. You might as well get Madwal again. Might as well get Kumar Kartikeya game. Let's have a look at MI as well. We'll carry on the conversation. Unchanged. 5 wins on the trot. They usually go all the way or at least make the final when they have 5 wins in a season. No reason to change things. Pretty much everybody's firing. Interesting to see. I don't know if Mitch Santner's recovered or not, but Corbin Bosch was more than impressive on his debut. He will retain his place. Right. Let's set this game up. Power play times, I guess, and you've got an opener's story for us.
Well, on the more on MI's power play bowling,
Yes.
sort of fitting in with our conversation on Suryavanshi, but I don't know about you guys. I looked at that squad that they assembled at the auction, and I thought this could be one of the best new ball bowling attacks that we've seen
Matt,
in the IPL.
Hold that thought. I want to build this further. It's a very important conversation, and it is so important that it is part of our Maruti Suzuki Arena Presents Power Play Conversations. Our next up presents Power Play Conversations are here. Matt Roller, take it away.
Yeah, I looked at the squad that MI assembled and thought the power play bowling should be one of the best in the league, really. Probably in IPL history, you could say, if you look at Deepak Chahar, Trent Bolt and Jasprit Bumrah as a trio, looks seriously good on paper. Hasn't quite actually translated to on the pitch this year. If you think they've had 2 games against KKR and Sunrisers where the power play bowlers have basically won them the game. They've taken 4 wickets in the power play in those 2 games and set up the game. Across the other 8 games, they've only taken 5 power play wickets, which is a big surprise to me. And if you look at where they rank across the course of the league this year in terms of these different metrics, they're 6th equal on wickets. Actually, only Rajasthan have taken fewer wickets in the power play. 8th on bowling average and 5th on economy. So kept things relatively tight, but they're not taking the wickets that you would expect. And if we dig into the specific bowlers as well, you can see that Chahar and Bolt have bowled a lot in the power play. I think Bolt has found his form a little bit, found his rhythm as the season's gone on, but Chahar has generally bowled 3 overs in the power play. And the big surprise there for me is that Jasprit Bumrah has only taken 1 wicket, which was in the last game. Obviously, has only bowled those 8 overs, and the economy rate is pretty good despite taking some tap from Karen Nair. But yeah, I think it has been an intriguing
as to why 2
quiet
power play
phase.
specialists have been unable to have the kind of impact, especially given they've had 4 home games or 5? 4.
Yeah,
We thought at least at the
I think
1K
they've
day.
had 5 now. They obviously
5
had
home
that day
games.
game on Sunday.
Yeah. So what have you noticed about the surprising returns of Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt?
Because we were all aligned with what Matt was saying here, that this is the best fast bowling assembled for those conditions at the Wankhede Stadium. I think Deepak Chahar hasn't looked the same bowler. He used to actually be far more effective than he is this season. Of course, definitely, if you were to look at the first half, he was not really getting the ball to move. He didn't even bowl enough overs. And I think the problem of plenty is something that's plaguing them, because generally you want Trent Bolt to bowl 2 or 3 overs in the power play overs, but he's rarely done that job. He's been bowling 1 very often, and then Bumrah has bowled the 4th over, 3rd or 4th over somehow. And he's bowled 2 sometimes, and Deepak Chahar sometimes is bowling the 6th over. I think they've still not figured out what is the best way to actually get these 3 bowlers in the power play overs, and who should bowl how many and what number of that power play over. Because Deepak Chahar should not be bowling the 6th over, but he has bowled, I think, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's been costly on more than one occasion. Abhi?
Yeah, it's an interesting case because both are 1-3-5 bowlers that they've used, and generally you see one is the sort of slightly more easier over to bowl in a power play. 6 is the hardest over to bowl in the power play. So it's surprising that they've gone Deepak Chahar there, because sometimes when they've not, that's why I think they've given him the first over more often than not instead of Trent Bolt, who's got the most wickets in the first over. So what are you trying to do? Are you actually trying, you've got two of the same kind and you're trying to facilitate both, and that's interesting that Matt's brought it up.
And I think they're still trying to figure that out, because I think for the first 5 games, Bolt bowled the first over.
Correct.
Then the next 4 was Chahar, and then the next one was Bolt.
Yeah.
So they're clearly not
they
quite
don't know
settled
yet.
on what it is.
They might call it matchups, but I still think it's just basically them trying to, let's...
Do they usually look at also which end they want to bowl from, wind, if at all? How much wind do we get in Aakash? Did you get any wind at the Taj Mahal there? But
If there is
wanted,
any,
it
it's
tends
this
to come.
venue which gets the most wind.
At
Because
Jaipur,
open,
it's
yeah.
open.
Open field.
Is it just me, or does Trent Bolt, great bowler that he is, just feels like it's been a year, and a year cannot sometimes be a long time for a fast bowler. He's just not had that zip that he's previously had. Just you can agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Okay.
I think his role is changed in a T20 environment. I think he's become better as a middle and death overs bowler. Phil Hardik has more trust in him, at least more than Deepak Chahar, to actually finish things off. He's bowled a lot more in the death than he used to. And it's good that he's become a...
All-phase,
and he's also an overseas, what do you call it? Is a freelancer, right?
freelance, yes.
Freelance cricketer who plays everywhere. So
Very
I think
much
that's
so.
helped him.
He returns, of course, at the venue that he played for 3 years in the last cycle. So Trent Bolt making a comeback to Jaipur, but there you have it. We wait to see now what they do with the ball in the second innings, but that was some pretty interesting numbers. Let's talk more about opening, because we've got 2 openers here. Did you open when you played whatever cricket you did?
I have opened in some extremely
You are
low-level
not supposed to
cricket in
answer
the
such
past.
questions. It's a false trap. Yeah. Anyway, all right, Mr. Manjrekar has taught me one thing. We must never talk about our cricket. We can talk about the 2 of you. Right, we have Rohit Sharma, Ryan Rickleton, Jaiswal, Suryavanshi. They're all quick scorers and they all come from now, well, multiple generations once I throw Suryavanshi into it. What is the, how do openers now think, including the ones that grew up on a different diet? And is it maximizing power play, the adaptability? This is a game that we think will be set and decided a lot by openers.
It might still be decided by the openers if we were to look at it from that fashion. For RR a bit more, for Mumbai a little less. I think still you need to figure out a way that works the best for you. Rohit Sharma is not going to think about the fact that, okay, if I don't maximize the power play overs, I'm going to actually lose the game for Mumbai. If he's there, he's going to maximize it come what may. But that does not mean that every ball has to be deposited in the stands. Ryan Rickleton, again, is not someone who has to start looking for boundaries from ball 1. Especially when you look at this bowling attack. There is Jofra Archer, yes, give respect, but what else is there on offer? Fazal Farooqi, maybe the new ball, okay, give respect again. But then it opens up the game completely. If the ball is not moving, then it's cannon fodder. You can just carry on. So I don't think Mumbai will be thinking too much along those lines. Rajasthan, they just bat one way.
What about 2 mindsets, Abhi? Is it different when you bat first, different when you bat second? And is a 10 ball 20 or a 15 ball 30 more valuable than the 40-50 playing 7-8 overs and facilitating the entry points of your lower order for an opener to think now?
I think you can't customize it for everyone. It depends on the team, because I feel there are certain teams like Gujarat Titans who prefer their openers to play till about 7-8 overs, 10-12 overs. But there are teams that want to go hard from ball 1. You've got teams that bat till 9, like Punjab last night, bat till 9. So what's the point of them hanging around? So I think you can't customize it per se. Mumbai Indians have got a very long batting lineup. So like I think Aakash mentioned, maybe just a couple of overs of Archer, play it out, and then you can just keep hitting pocket after pocket in Jaipur.
I'm trying to think whether this has now become actually the more pressure position than what we give credit for, given we associate pressure with the lower order and the finishers in a chase. But when it's the top order, if you if you get stuck, you can be criticized.
How,
If
Raunak?
you go and play aggressively, you're criticized. Is
Who are
there
the
more
highest
pressure or
paid
less
batters?
pressure?
Who are the highest paid batters in the league? The top three. You've got most of the highest paid batters in the top three. You've got your Purans, you've got your Kohli, Rohit, you've got Ruturaj Gaikwad. I can
Of
keep
course,
naming.
Rishabh Pant is not batting in top 3,
Okay,
4.
Shreyas is
But
in-
yes, I
Okay,
take
in
your
that
point.
respect, Henrik Klassen is also not batting in
Yeah.
the top three. But the fact is, it's still the power play overs. Only 2 fielders outside the circle. I mean, there's still less pressure as compared to somebody who now has to deal with the reverse swing as well. Something that wasn't available till the last season, but now there is. And they feel the urge or the obligation to go harder now sooner because there is also an impact player. So you're going to add it batter. I don't think openers are thinking that way. Travis Sheikh will bat the way they do,
Yeah.
but because that's the way they do. It's not because they have another batter or their roles have changed. But others are not necessarily thinking along those lines. And yes, it's still a best place. Actually, if you are a T20 opener, that is the best place to be.
Okay, I wanted two openers to say it. That's why I built it up and I was cushioning the openers here and now you've smashed it to the middle. Anything to add, Matt? Otherwise, we move to Sky.
No, I thought Abby was spot on. I think there's different ways to skin a cat. I was just thinking back to that game at the 1KD where Sunrisers were 42, 43 for none in the power play, which is perfect power play as far as GT are concerned, and for Sunrisers was a disaster.
And yet one of their better power
Yeah,
play
true.
returns this season. Right, players walking out. I want to quickly get a conversation in on Suryakumar Yadav. If what we've seen in the last 2 games is now telling us that Sky is back to his peak.
He is actually, and the pockets that he hits, nobody else can. What actually makes my jaw drop every time I see him is hitting a spinner over long leg for a 6. I don't think that's possible. Playing a sweep shot, maybe towards square leg, but long leg. I mean, how does he do that? It's incredible, and that just messes up with all the plans that you might have. Then he's got the chip shot over the covers as well. So the kind of form that he is in. Well, get him out in the first 10 balls or else just watch his show.
It's amazing how he gets volume also with this high-risk game. Strike rate's always been good for Sky, but now he started the consistency of volume of runs. He's having, I think, one of his better seasons in terms of how many, we're 300 plus, 4?
And he's not failed once. I think he's got 10, 25 plus scores in a row, I think, something like that. It's, unbelievable.
It's incredible, right? Because according to him, it's not high risk. That's the beauty. He feels he can hit over long leg all day long. I'd rather not play the ball down to long on or straight. For him, he feels it's an option that he'll play all day long. So I think that's how he thinks. He's built his game around that, which makes bowling spin incredibly hard to Suryakumar Yadav. I think he's one of the best players of spin in this league because he plays with your fields. It's a captain's nightmare. You move the short fine, short square. He plays a conventional sweep towards square leg. So again, another role to play, but it'll be interesting to see where they use him once more because they've used Jacks at 3 and these two haven't fired together, Rohit and Ryan Rickleton. So it'll be nice to see where Surya bats.
Okay, fascinating. On that note, let's get into first innings predictions. I don't know if we can safely assume that we'll get the same surface or a similar playing surface like we did in the RR GT game, but given MI's strong batting order and now in form batting order right from the top, Matt, kick us off.
I'd love the luxury of one ball, but
One ball. Start your
um,
sentence and make sure it's long enough.
I would imagine that Mumbai Indians. That one's moved around. I'll go for a big score though tonight. I think 2-15.
2-1-5 for Matthew Roller. Aakash Chopra.
I was thinking 210.
210, right? High scores so far.
Yeah, I think I'll be somewhere in that region. I'll go 204.
204. Well, forecaster is saying 206 for what it's worth.
Okay.
Let me throw in a little more. Let me say 235. Give Vaibhav a challenge, for God's sake. Make it, don't let it go like that. Thank you very much to Abhinav, Mukund, Aakash Chopra and Matt Roller. We can't wait to see where this game stands, and there is so much to look forward to in the second innings. Join us for our mid-innings chat on Nexa Presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout.
Ready for it.
Thrilled for it.
Presenting France with Turbo Booster Jet Engine.
Nexa.